Hey, skeleton. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I gotta get down. How am I gonna... Whoa, whoa, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. But I'm not dead. Whoa! Hey guys, Luke here from 4Gamers, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your very own FireBlade. So this is basically the beginning of a 4-part series making elemental swords, and I'm going to show you guys how to make them with no mods and simply using vanilla Minecraft, just using command blocks and redstone. So I want to show you guys how this works. It's really awesome. And so let's see, there we go. I'm going to fly over here and see this, see the skelly here? I am gonna set him on fire just by using my blade. So it's really awesome because this blade right here will do the animation, also set everything else on fire. That's what this is really to do. What this is meant to do. It's really cool kind of sword, and I'll show you how it works. I'm gonna show you how to make it, but this is basically the redstone and the command blocks behind actually making the sword work. And it's really simple. It doesn't take much work. So I'm gonna get right into it. Okay. Alright, so first thing you guys gotta know is before you can actually make this, you need to set it at your world spawn point. Basically, the reason why you need to do this is when you actually develop a new world, wherever you go, anywhere in this world, as long as you build your redstone at the world spawn point, it'll never despawn because the world spawn point chunk will never despawn, so it'll always be there. So that way your redstone circuits like these will keep on working no matter where you go. Unfortunately, if you go to the nether, it will stop working because it's a different dimension, but if you want this to work there too, you have to make it there. But it's a really awesome alternative to not using any mods. Alright, and second thing I want to show you guys is something real fast. This is what I used actually to spawn this sword, and so a quick little trick if you want to, I'm going to leave all the codes in the description below, but if you want to copy paste them, click Control A to highlight them, Control C to copy, and Control V to place it back in. So that's how I'm going to do this right here. So it's really cool, makes it really easy. And so I'm going to get right into it, okay? So basically I'm going to get rid of this sword right here and show you, first of all, this is the block that actually gives you the sword. So just right click on the little button and it'll give you the sword. So here's the code. It's /give @player the diamond sword, and this allows you to get it with the name FireBlade, and it'll have an enchantment on it which actually lets you to set the entity on fire. And so it makes it really easy, really cool. Alright, so let's come over here. I'm going to start building this from scratch just to show you guys. Alright, so first what you have to do is you have to make a simple redstone repeater. So what you have, just to do this, it's really simple. Just take 2 redstone repeaters to make a circuit and put them side by side, lay down redstone, and all you have to do is you have to put down a redstone torch and quickly delete it right after you place it. So just like this. Whoops, I didn't do it fast enough. See, that's what happens if you don't do it fast enough. Alright, like that. That's how you put it down, and it'll actually make it work real fast like this. Is how you can make a really simple, one of the most basic redstone circuits. And so it'll keep on repeating, making the redstone restart so that you can actually make these command blocks work. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to put together your redstone circuit. It's really quite simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a command block and I'm going to place it right here and make the redstone go on top of it. And just so you know, if you right click on the command block, that's how you actually open it. And to put redstone on top of it, you have to right click. But you can press left shift to actually crouch down and then put the redstone on top. So that's how you can access these without when you right click on them. And one quick thing I actually totally forgot about how to show you is how to get a command block. So how to do this, basically just open your chat box, put /give, say either your name or say @player, and say command_block. And so you see I got in my taskbar the command block. So that's how you get command blocks and how you can use them. If that doesn't work, you have to go into some of your system settings and just enable command blocks. And if you guys run into that problem, just let me know in the comments and I'll tell you how to do that. Alright, so I'm going to just put some redstone on top right here. I'm going to go into here and I'm going to just copy paste some of these commands just to show you. And actually, one more thing I totally forgot to show you is I need to set up scoreboards. All right, so to keep track of this, to keep track of the FireBlade, make sure it works and everything, you actually have to put in some scoreboard stuff. So open up the chat again, and what you're going to do is you're going to just insert scoreboards. So scoreboards, what they do is they just keep track of whether or not the sword's active. So I'm going to just control paste this in. So scoreboard objectives, add FireBlade dummy. So I'm just adding an objective called FireBlade, and this will come in handy later when I'm keeping track of my FireBlade and how it's working. It'll differentiate between the different elemental swords. All right, just press enter. I already have it there, so it's going to say that. And now I'm going to enter it again. I'm going to enter scoreboard objectives. And this one right here that I'm putting in right now, this right here, scoreboard objectives, add damage stat.damageDealt. So this is a really cool code that I actually got from Dragnaz. He's also another YouTuber. Check him out. He made a poison blade and ice blade using this. Basically what it does is it keeps track if you actually hit an opponent, it will give it a damage dealt stat of 1. And so you can keep track of whether or not you hit an opponent and make the FireBlade or whatever blade activate. So just press enter, and once again it's like that. And probably the final thing I need to show you guys, and actually I'll just put something in real fast just to demonstrate it. So I'm going to just copy this and paste it in. So the scoreboard player set at FireBlade 0. So I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to put in this one right here, scoreboard player set at all FireBlade 1. You'll see it in just a second. Alright, yeah. This right here is how I keep track of everything. And so I'm going to show you once I put this in. What I'll have to do is, once I add something else in, another command block, I'll have a constant game rule update that would be in the chat bar. And it probably is doing that for you right now if you're keeping up with me. So what you have to do is you actually have to put in a command into your chat box where you say game rule command block output false. So I have it already set, but if I say this is true, I'll have this constantly go back and forth, and I don't want to see what the command blocks are doing. So I'm just going to put that command back in. So when you put it to false, you won't see any of this going on. So now all of the chat stuff is not doing any of it's not showing me what the command blocks are doing. So that's just a really simple thing. May or may not know how to do that, but when you know how to do it, it makes this so much easier. Alright, so basically this command right here keeps track of where the sword is. So it says scoreboard player set at all FireBlade 1 and the selected item slot inventory. It'll make sure that the first slot you have to be holding the FireBlade in order for any of these powers to be activated. So I'm actually going to show you how this works. So I'm going to get out a redstone comparator, put it down. Now I'm going to put down a sticky piston and a block of redstone. And so once I activate it, once I have the FireBlade in the first slot, it'll activate this and make this go out. But let me show you. If I move this over, even if I hover over it, doesn't work. And yeah, it doesn't work. So you have to keep in the first slot. But this is really good because it makes it so if you make this into a multiplayer server, your people playing on your server won't be overpowered. And so it's really cool. Makes it a lot easier. One thing, unfortunately, is if you do this in multiplayer, some things will kind of come in conflict. So my suggestion is if you make a multiplayer server with these commands that I'm showing you, make it so if you're playing with your closest friends, just give them a specific blade, so make them have a certain element. So what you would do is just change this at all. So I just changed this to like my name, Hydrone 003, and it would still work. So basically it would work like that. And that just will help you. So if you just want to make it so you only have it work for a single player and nobody else, and it only works for you on your server, that's how you do it. And you'd have to change in all the codes where it says at all or at player, you just change it to your name. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another redstone circuit that activates only when I'm hovering over the FireBlade. And so what it's going to do, it's going to feed over to another block over here. So let's have it go over here. And I'm going to put a command block down right here. And then in this command block, I'm going to place another command called test for at all score damage min 1. So this basically what this checks is it checks whether or not you've done any damage to your opponent, and it also checks you, so it checks everybody. And so if this works, then it'll let the next command block activate. And so in this next command block, you're just going to put in this. Actually, this next command I'm going to show you is a particle flame. So what it is it executes at the player or at me when I have the score damage of 1, an effect called a particle flame. So that's basically you see little flames fly out, and it's really cool. And it'll also do it at the entity, or actually it does it at the entity. I'm sorry, at the entity. So if I hit a zombie, it'll do it right around the zombie. All right. So this next block, basically what this is for, is probably one of the most important parts of this sword. It really makes it different from just putting an enchantment on it, because it gives you fire resistance. So when I'm holding this sword, I can jump into lava, be on fire, and I'll be perfectly fine. And so these I'm going to make 4 more command blocks, and the last 4 commands are basically simply aesthetic. I really think it's cool when the fire comes out of the entity and is actually around it. So you have like X marks the spot where you have flames coming out of them on the side, so it catches everything on fire around them. It's really cool. So I have to do this 4 different times, but it's really simple. I'm just setting a block of Minecraft fire right next to the entity, and so I have to do this 4 different times for the 4 different directions. So I'm going to make 4 blocks. So this one right here. And yeah, this is simply aesthetic. I think this really looks really cool though. And I'll show you in a couple of minutes basically how this whole entire thing works, and it'll be really awesome. And yeah, so guys, I'm really planning to make 3 more swords after this, all based on the elements, because I've really been into those types of things, especially since Avatar: The Last Airbender when I was younger. And I think it's really cool, especially if you want to battle your friends, see who's the most powerful. Alright, and so this final block right here, I'm going to place it down. This is one of the most important ones right here besides the fire resistance. What this does is it sets the scoreboard back for me, or for a player. It says if I have this score damage right here, it's going to set it back to 0. So this way, you won't constantly have everything that you're standing around set on fire. So you have to have this at the end. So I have to just lay redstone on top. So once again, press left shift and right click on top. Just keep on right clicking on everything. And yeah, that should work. And let me just actually disable the one over here inside here, just so you guys can see how it works. So let me just break the redstone current. So now this one over here is going to be working solely from this over here. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, you have to right click this right here to make sure that it works. Okay, so let me show this to you guys. It's really cool. So the first thing I want to show you is it's fire resistance. So let me just turn back into creative or survival mode. So I'm going to go to game mode, survival. Alright, so I'm going to jump into this lava pool, and I'm not going to catch on fire. Pretty awesome. Unfortunately, you can't go to the nether with this, but if you want to go to the nether with this, you have to make one of these command block redstone circuits down there. But it's really cool, especially if you're going mining for diamonds. You fall in, you're not going to catch on fire, because I've had that happen. It's really, really annoying. But one of my favorite parts about this is actually you can cook your meat before it's even slain. So watch this. So I entirely cooked that meat. I think I burn it. But I want to show you guys just how powerful this is. I just set this guy on fire. And this guy, this iron golem, has the second most amount of HP in the entire game. He has about 100 HP, and so I'm catching him on fire. I didn't even hit him. He just got that after effect of the little flame that burst out of the cow, and so he's just caught on fire. One more hit. Let's see how he does. Yeah, those little particle flames around him. That's the cool aesthetic thing that I wanted to show you. So let's see him come down. Sorry, buddy. Sorry I had to do this to you. But yeah, you barely have to do any work. You can simply just set things on fire. Unfortunately, it'll spread everywhere. So if you don't want things caught on fire, you have to be very careful, because it'll make fire everywhere you go. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and if you enjoyed this video, please tune in for more, and rate, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!